What's up everyone and welcome back to my channel. So I'm actually partnering up with LA Girl Cosmetics and they sent me over 2 pro palettes that they're gonna come out with on February 13th and they will retail for $15.99 and they should be available at Target, Ulta, and CVS, but select stores. So I'm gonna go ahead and hold it up for you guys and show you guys the 2 palettes that I'm going to create 2 looks with and do kind of like a quick first impressions and review. So I'm just gonna go ahead and show you guys some close-ups of the 2 palettes. I'll just go ahead and show you guys swatches and then I will create a look for each of the palettes. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Alright, so the first palette I'm holding up is the Artistry Palette. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the front and back. Alright you guys, so here is the back and it just gives you some more information about the shades and also the names and everything on it. Alright you guys, so this is the inside of the palette, so you guys can tell it's a really good size and it has a really good size mirror. Alright you guys, so this is the inside and it does come with a plastic film, which I like, and it has all the names on it, so if you do end up losing this for any reason, the names are on the back, so I really like that the palette did include that. Alright, so this one right here is the Artistry Palette, so it's a little bit more different. So we have some warm tones and cool tones as well as pops of color in it. Once again, you have the names on the back, which I really like. So once again, you have the palette and you do have that film right on top with all of the palette names. So if you do end up losing this film, it doesn't really matter because you do have the names in the back. Picking up the LA Girl Pro Artistry Palette, I'm gonna go ahead and create my first look. Okay, so I'm picking up my blending brush and I'm dipping into this shade right here called Lovely. Alright, so I'm just gonna start blending that shade into my crease. Alright, so this is what it looks like on the lids. So I really like that shade just because it's a really nice shade for the crease, just to kind of build up the shadows. So I'm going to go ahead now and kind of jump into some more shadows. Alright, so I'm taking an angled brush like this and I'm actually applying this really light matte shade into my crease. And I'm just going to apply that into the brow bone just to kind of brighten it. I always love whenever a palette includes like a really light matte shade like this because I really enjoy putting this in my brow bone. So I really like that they did include this. Alright, so I'm just going to apply that into my brow bone right here just to kind of brighten it. Alright you guys, so I'm going to jump into the palette and pick up the shade right here, which is called Fangirl. So I'm actually going to use my finger to apply this actually onto my lids. I feel like this formula is like a baked shimmer shadow, like it's very buttery, creamy, smooth. And I feel like this will just apply really well with your fingers. If you have really long fingernails, feel free to just go in with a synthetic flat brush. That will do just as well. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pop in the shade right here. This is Fangirl, and I'm just going to apply that into my inner corner lid. I'm just going to swipe that into the inner corner of my lid, and I'm really just stopping right here because I'm leaving space for the outer part. Alright you guys, so that is what it looks like. I think you guys are really gonna like this shadow because you don't have to really wet it or anything, like it's just so pigmented on its own. Alright you guys, so I'm dipping back into the palette. Once again, I'm going to use my finger and I'm going to dip into the shade right here. And this is called Polished. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and dip Polished right here on the lid, right next to Fangirl. And I'm leaving a little bit of room because I'm going to go in with a matte shade right there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and close my eyes so you guys can see what the shimmers really look like on the eye. Back into the palette and actually apply a shade into my outer corner right here, and I'm actually going to apply a matte shade. Alright, so I'm going to pick up the shade right here, which is called Pretty. I'm going to mix a little bit of this darker burgundy shade, which is called Maven. So going in with Pretty and just a little bit of Maven. And alright you guys, so I'm going to apply that right in this area right here and just kind of blend it in with the shimmer shadows that I have on already. If you guys can see, I'm literally just applying that into my outer corner and that is it. If I feel like at any point I like applied too much, I can always go back into the palette and apply this shade right here, which is Aficionado, and just sort of blend that in with my outer crease. Sort of blend this area out here and make sure it looks really nicely blended and just really soft. Okay, so this is what the look looks like with just the shadows on. I'm gonna go ahead and apply some liner and then top liner and mascara, but I'm so happy with how the look came out. I'm gonna pick up this LA Girl felt tip liner. This one is called a fine line, and okay, so you guys can see it's like a really small thin tip, so this is so easy to go ahead and apply onto your top line. So I'm gonna go ahead and just apply a really thin line. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply this mascara onto my eyes. This is the LA Girl Volumizing Mascara, so I'll go ahead and show you guys the wand. Alright you guys, so I'm gonna go in and apply this mascara onto my eyes. Alright, so this is the final look. I'm gonna go ahead actually and jump off and pop on some lashes. Alright, so this is the final look with lashes on, so I'm really happy with how the look looks. I'm going to go ahead and do some close-ups so you guys can really see what it looks like, and then we'll go ahead and jump into the next look. So on my cheeks right here, I'm wearing a blush color from the LA Girl blush palette. This is the Blush Bae palette, so I'll go ahead and show you guys which one I used. So I actually went ahead and used this one right here. This one is really pretty and very pigmented, and I just went ahead and applied that on my cheeks. So I'll go ahead and show you guys this highlight that I have right here. I really like this highlight because it's very subtle and it doesn't have glitter or anything, and it's just like a really beautiful highlight. I went in with the LA Girl Moonlight Magic palette, so I'll show you guys which one I used specifically. So I actually went in with this shade right here. So I'll swatch it quickly for you. So yeah. Alright, so on my lips, I went ahead and lined my lips with the Perfect Precision LA Girl liner, and this one is in Blushing, and I actually really like this as a liner. It's just like a really nice pinky shade, so that is what it looks like. And as for my lips, I actually went in with this glossy plumping gloss. This is actually from LA Girl as well, and this is in the shade Plush. Second look, I'm gonna pick up the LA Girl Pro Palette in Artistry. Alright you guys, so I've had this picture saved on my phone for a really long time now, so I really wanted to recreate this look. So this is from the makeup artist Hung Man Go, and he created this look on Selena Gomez, so I decided that I wanted to do something really similar. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into it. Alright, so I'm picking up this tiny little brush. This is a Morphe E35 brush, and I'm going to apply that onto my eye. And what I'm trying to do right now is kind of create sort of like a layout of what I'm going to do before I go in with a shimmer. So going in with a really tiny brush like this is going to be really helpful. So I'm just gonna kind of outline it because I'm gonna try to copy what Selena's makeup artist did on her. Go in with a wet brush. It'll just help the shimmer glide onto your eyes a little bit quicker. I'm gonna start right here in the inner corner and just follow the natural shape of my eye and kind of create a wing. So now I'm gonna go in with my finger and fill it in now that I have it outlined, and then I'll go in with my brush if I have to fix any tiny areas that I can't do with my own fingers. Alright, so I'm going to go in with the shade right here, which is called Passionate, and it's just like a beautiful silvery shade, and I'm going to grab my pencil brush, but I'm actually going to wet it before, and I'm just going to apply that into my inner corner. Okay, so I'm picking up my pencil brush one more time and I'm picking up this shade right here called Prodigy, and I'm applying this shade right here into my lower lash line. And I'm getting really, really close to my waterline when doing this. Alright you guys, so off camera I went ahead and added some false lashes just so you guys could see what it looks like with false lashes on. I feel like it would look good either way, it's just depending on how you want to do it. So let's go ahead now and talk about the two palettes that I just used. So we're going to talk about packaging, we're going to talk about price point, we're going to talk about formula, and I'm just going to break it down by categories. I'm not going to make this too long just because I feel like throughout the video I noticed some things that I liked and I mentioned it. So I'm going to go ahead and just jump into it. Alright you guys, so these are the two palettes right here. So they both retail for $15.99, which I feel like it's a really good price point. I feel like it's very on par with what drugstore price points should be. So it's $15.99, it comes with 16 shadows, so that makes it about $1 per shade. And I'm gonna open it up for you guys so you guys can see the pan sizes on here are actually pretty big, so you're not gonna run out of this. It's definitely gonna last you a while. So I personally really like the packaging. As you guys can see, the pan sizes are pretty big. What I like about the packaging a lot is the mirror. I think it's so much easier to create a look and look down and actually have a mirror in front of you. So I feel like I have some palettes that don't have mirrors and I'm just like, oh, like I have to pick up another mirror with it. It's just so nice to have a mirror that comes with the palette itself. So as you guys can see, it does lay flat. So this is something that Tati did with her palette as well. So I really like how you have the mirror and then the shadows here. So it's so easy to create a look when you have a mirror in front of you. Alright you guys, so another thing that I want to point out is that instead of shade names, it actually came with this little film right here, which is fine because they do have these shade names right here in the back. So if they just had the film right here with the names and none of them on the back, then that would have been kind of like annoying to have to like look it up. But the fact that it's on the back is really easy to use. If you guys noticed throughout the video, I knew exactly what shade name I was using because I went ahead and just looked in the back. Alright you guys, so I'm actually going to talk about the formula really quick. So what I really liked about this palette was the shimmers. So the shimmers is kind of like a baked formula and it's very creamy. Also because it is kind of like that baked creamy wet formula, I feel like someone who has mature eyelids might really like this because it's so easy to glide on and you don't have to really tug on the eye. You can literally just pat on top and that's it. So, and then I also want to talk about the mattes in these two palettes. So what I noticed about the mattes is that it's more of a buildable formula. It's not really like super pigmented and then you're like, oh man, I made a mistake and I gotta blend that out. It's very buildable, so you can build it up to be more pigmented. So I feel like that's really good. I think you guys will really like that, especially if you are a beginner to makeup. It'll just allow you to make less mistakes and allow you to kind of build it to exactly the color you want. So when I was patting it down, I was able to get it super pigmented. So it is more of a buildable matte. So I think some of you guys might really like that, especially if you're getting into makeup. Alright you guys, so that is pretty much it. Make sure to subscribe and turn on your post notifications so that you can be notified for every time that I post. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.